You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
The Trump Trap. In the harsh reality of the art of the deal, based on an article by The Conversation. Trump's deals are just delayed extortion. The source material. The reporting is simple enough. Trump has imposed fresh tariffs on Canadian goods, and the pressure campaign is reviving the usual fantasy that Ottawa can buy stability with concessions. The article's central point is sharper than its tone. Under Trump, a signed agreement is not a constraint. It is a pause button he can ignore the moment coercion becomes more useful. Trump holds the power. The key fact is net tariff policy in the abstract. It is who controls the lever and how casually he uses it. Trump is net negotiating in good faith with Canada, EU, Saudi Arabia, or Iran. He is using the authority of the US presidency as a floating threat machine, then changing terms after the fact, on the fly, by decree, post, or ultimatum. That is the real institutional story. Congress is absent. Law is ornamental. The Republican machinery around him is not checking this behavior. It is enabling it by treating executive caprice as normal statecraft. This is not diplomacy gone awkwardly off script. It is unilateral power operating without restraint. The misdirection is the point. The article correctly notes that some people are already responding to the new tariffs by urging Canada to make more concessions. That reflex is exactly how Trump's system works. He creates pain, then presents surrender as realism. That framing misdirects blame toward the target instead of the aggressor. Canada is being told to solve a shakedown by giving the shakedown artist more of what he wants. The same pattern appears in the EU case, where Trump extracted terms, then immediately reached for Greenland, new tariffs, and new threats. The deal did not settle anything because Trump never intended it to settle anything. A deal is not a constraint. The article is strongest when it strips away the diplomatic perfume. Trump's agreements are not binding instruments. They are disposable instruments of leverage. The EU's stability and predictability lasted until it became inconvenient. The Saudi nuclear agreement changed the next morning. The Iran ceasefire was violated almost immediately. The Gordie Howe Bridge was treated like a hostage asset. That is the pattern. Trump does not negotiate to build durable policy. He negotiates to create dependency, then it negotiates under threat. The instability is met a bug in the process. It is the mechanism. Canada should read this as a warning. The temptation in Ottawa is obvious. Get a grand bargain, declare victory, move on. But the reporting shows why that is fantasy. If the US president can write the terms after announcement, then the paper matters less than the balance of force behind it. Canada is not dealing with a partner seeking durable rules. It is dealing with a bully who treats rules as temporary camouflage. So the question is not how to sweeten the offer until Trump behaves. The question is how much damage Canada is willing to absorb while pretending this is a normal trade dispute. It is not. It is a coercive relationship dressed up as negotiation. The larger picture. This story is about more than tariffs. It is about a political order in which power is personalized, institutions are bypassed, and deal-making becomes a euphemism for domination. Trump's method is to turn uncertainty into leverage and leverage into submission. That is why these arrangements keep collapsing. They were never meant to be stable. The honest reading is brutal. The problem is not that Trump's deals are imperfect. The problem is that they are built for abuse from the start. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternate for today's article. With the automated voice of Ryan, thanks for listening.